In this last video, I want to talk about storing and retrieving graphics. When I say graphics, I'm including pictures, illustrations, drawings, diagrams, company logos, icons, etc. The simplest method uses a content library structure, like I talked about in the second video. The individual graphic files, such as JPEGs or PNG files, are stored inside folders in a content library, and we create a toolbar button, like this one, which takes you to a folder where you can browse visually to find the desired graphic and insert it into the document at the insertion point. This technique could be used for pictures of products, parts, or employees, all the way up to complex diagrams that fill an entire page. I'll admit this looks a lot like the built-in insert picture command, but the difference is you can have different menu buttons for different categories. For any collection of graphics you use a lot, this saves the trouble of having to remember where you keep those files or having to drill down and navigate to the correct folder. Certain kinds of graphics might be efficient to put into a gallery, like what you see when you insert shapes or smart art in Office programs. Maybe I use a lot of country flags in my documents. Instead of having to go out to a folder to browse to the different flags, I put them right here in a gallery on my ribbon menu, and then I just drop down and pick the one I want and pop it in. If you build certain types of visual diagrams or tables that contain graphics for your documents, why not let the computer do the work of putting those together? Say your company does lots of work internationally, and your prospective clients like to see what types of projects you have conducted in various countries. This button lets the user build a table using country flags. I pick whether I want the flags to go across the top or down the left side, and I specify other options, such as the number of rows and the number of columns. I select my country flags and make sure they're in the order I want. And then I press the button, and there we go. Now I can finish filling out the table. Here's a similar idea, but this time I'm building a little picture org chart of the people in my company who will be on a project team for a new client engagement I'm bidding on. I open the dialog, pick which person will be the team leader for the project, and then I pick up to 4 people on these other 2 rows who will be the other supporting team members. When I'm done, this button creates the chart with the names and titles and photos I chose. Imagine all the time that would save. Here's another example. You want to put together a montage showing logos of companies that your consulting firm has done work for, to include in a proposal to impress your potential clients. As you can see here, I've got my client logos organized into a folder in my content library. That's already a good start, but I want to show a dozen or so and arrange them nicely. How about a tool that lets you quickly create a custom assortment of client logos, including only the ones that are right for each new proposal? This button scans that client logos folder we were just looking at and puts them into a list, where I can sort by company name, or by industry, or by country. Then I pick out the logos I want, making sure to select only enough logos to fill the grid, and this little counter helps me with that. Then I can adjust the order if I want to, and with this one button it creates my montage. These examples combine content management methods from my earlier videos. For the org chart, for example, the staff names and titles and cities are being pulled in from an Excel worksheet, and the pictures with matching names are kept in a folder in my content library on the company network. But your people who are using this tool don't have to worry about any of that, because it all happens behind the scenes. Your HR department could be put in charge of maintaining this list and this collection of photos. And because those are read in from the content library, every time somebody uses this feature on their toolbar, they're always up to date, and you never need to modify the toolbar itself. As we already saw, the company logos that feed into this tool where I can build a diagram of my past clients are also stored in the content library, so it's easy to add or remove logos from the collection. When a user clicks on a button to build a montage of client logos, the toolbar reaches out and scans the content library and creates the list. Notice how the graphic files for the logos are all sitting in the same folder. But each one has the name of the company, the industry, and the country built right into the file name. When those files are read in by the toolbar, it picks out from the file name the company, industry, and country, and those are what get loaded into the columns so I can use my sort buttons. As I build these tools, I always make them scalable, where the content is stored outside the toolbar, so you can update and add content without needing to call me to make every little change. At the same time, as your needs change, we can always go back and add new features to the tool. Keep in mind that the automation techniques we've been looking at are not limited to Microsoft Word. We can do very similar things in PowerPoint, and in fact, all three of these examples from this video are from toolbars I first built for PowerPoint. I always tell my clients, if you've ever wished you just had a button that would do such and such to save you time in Word or Excel or PowerPoint, we can almost always figure out a way to automate that. The possibilities are limited only by your imagination. I've enjoyed showing you some of the techniques I used to help my clients build documents faster and easier with automated templates. If you haven't already watched the other videos in this series, I invite you to do so. Please contact me if you'd like my help building these kinds of tools to save time and money for your business.